Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Kuss. Prior to becoming a software engineer, I was actually a zookeeper for about 5 years. And while I was pursuing my bachelor's degree, I actually was fortunate enough to study abroad in South Africa. While I was there, I was able to volunteer with local conservation organizations and get to see the work that they're doing firsthand. And while that experience was super memorable for me, it did make me realize that had I not had that opportunity, I never would have heard of those organizations before. And so that's kind of what inspired Conservation Connect. So how many of you guys like animals? I better see everybody's hands. And how many of you want to contribute to saving those animals? Again, everybody's hands. Okay, so can anybody tell me any other organizations besides the 3 that are listed on the screen? Right. So many people want to get involved in conservation, but they have no idea where to begin, and there's no really good resource to find these organizations. And while these bigger organizations do really good work, these smaller organizations really need the spotlight. So Conservation Connect showcases these smaller organizations, and it also educates about conservation, why it's important, and specific ways that people can get involved. All right, so when you get to my website, you get to see this video that I put together, which was a lot of fun. It's a few of my favorite animals. So we had a cheetah, sea turtle, elephant, sloth for Todd. Yep. And then last but not least, chimpanzee. And so as we scroll down, actually, I'm gonna refresh this. Uh-oh. All right, we're gonna add an organization. So we click the add organization button, but we have to be logged in. I did build my own security as well, which is AWT. Apparently. So yeah, we did have a really good list of organizations, but we're gonna add a really important one. I had this form pre-filled out for just for this demo. So we're gonna add the North American Wood Ape Conservancy. Has anybody heard of a wood ape? Super rare, really hard to find. You know what it is?
Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think the preferred term is actually Sasquatch. But so we're gonna add it. We can click the more info button. And so this includes just some information and a link to their website.
I took that photo, by the way.
Yeah. So let's say that we really like this organization. We're really devoted to finding Bigfoot. We can like it. But maybe after years and years of searching, we realize that Bigfoot is not real. We're going to delete it, along with all of my other organizations that I added. I backed them up, though. But yeah, and so you have to be logged in order to delete and favorite. But I also just made some educational pages that talks about conservation and how people can help from home. So these were some of my organizations that I had on there. And yeah, so it's mobile responsive. The tech stack that I used, I built my own security, which apparently wasn't good enough. I used JWT, authentication, authorization, password hashing, and SSL. And then I used Mern, so Mongo for my database, Express and Node for my API, React and Bootstrap for my front end. I deployed my back end to Google Cloud and my front end to AWS.
And we'll check the logs to see where those requests came from.
Yeah. So in the future, I want to create a search feature so that when there are tons of organizations on there, you can search an animal, your favorite animal, and the organization will pop up that's related to that. And I want to create a favorites page, so when you like an organization, it's a lot easier to find. I want to include environmental organizations and local volunteer opportunities. But thank you.